I told you guys that I'd go over the next General Direct after the last one, and I wasn't lying. Oh dear Lord, help me, it's 40 minutes. Hello everyone, this is VG Master 2, and the day has finally come. Nintendo's E3 Direct is here. After not having one last year for no reason, even though they were practically the first to have and perfect digital presentations, they're back this year on the very last day, after a boring and Twitter bullshit-filled E3. It's over half an hour, so let's cut the shit and get into it. After a very short introduction from our hosts, who both appear so infrequently I'm not gonna name them, but I'll show the part where their names are put on screen, we jump into our first announcement. And right off the bat, I know it's Smash. I know that CGI style anywhere. Well, fuck, here we go, and Ganondorf's dead. Well, shit, we're just continuing with the death motif, huh? Goddamn. Turns out the person throwing him into a volcano to his death is none other than Kazuya, one of the main characters of the Tekken series. We don't know what his stage is called, but we're shown glimpses of it and his moveset, and it appears his gimmick is somehow turning into his devil form. Yes, he has a fucking devil form. Apparently Tekken is crazy as shit. We're then shown Sakurai, back in his boring-ass studio, who tells us that his presentation is on the 28th of this month, and that, as of the recording of this segment, he still hasn't actually recorded the presentation. The segment soon ends, but I'm gonna talk about my opinions on this now so I don't forget. I'm really okay with this. It's nothing I wanted, but it's also nothing anyone expected. I've basically reached the point where I'm so petty that I don't want any of the characters that the community discusses a lot. You know, Crash, Master Chief, Doom Guy, Ryu Hayabusa. I've heard those names so many times that the prospect of them getting in just feels expected and boring. But this surprised everyone again, like Sephiroth and Steve, though I guess Steve was talked about too, but not a lot of people believed them because it was a pipe dream. Steve works on a different set of rules. His popularity trumps his expectedness. Is that even a word? But also, Kazuya is finally our second Namco rep. After over half a fucking decade, we finally got another one. It isn't Agumon like I wanted, and if we are under the assumption that this is the second to last fighter for this game ever, then he probably won't happen at all, and won't get a chance until next game, but I can live with that. This is still cool. I guess they probably didn't choose Heihachi since he's a Mii, or because of PlayStation All-Stars, even though that was years ago and the contract would have had to have expired unless they're making a new one, but he does show up on the stage, whatever it's called. The trailer is awesome too. Kazuya doesn't just fucking murder Ganondorf, he kills Captain Falcon, Pit, Min-Min, and Marth to obtain his devil form. And then he tries to kill Kirby, but ends up just making a new meme. The animation is great as always, and I think shit like this is what I'm gonna miss the most when they inevitably do stop making DLC for this game. Anyway, there's still about 35 minutes of this thing left. Let's move on. The next thing is significantly worse than Smash. It's Life is Strange. God, I wanna barf. Life of Strange is shit, just like basically all things made to cater to the Tumblr Twitter crowd, and I hate that I was able to guess what it was just by the motif of the fuckers riding a train. Fuck me. As announced in Square's presentation, because Square still supports this drivel as a series for some reason, there's a remastered bundle of the first shit show and the even fucking worse prequel. Apparently it and the new one they're coming out with are going to be coming to the Switch. We really don't need the retards who lap this shit up getting into gaming at all, but I guess it's too late to stop them now. The fucking slideshow narrator even introduces them as emotional tales where your choices matter, but anyone with a brain knows that those emotions are shallow and just for bait, and that none but one of your choices matter, and that's specifically in the first game. In the prequel, fucking nothing you do matters. Let's move on before I start giving an entire fucking essay on how shitty these games are. They then show off the Guardians of the Galaxy game, which was also revealed in Square's presentation and even had the biggest section in it. Apparently it's managed to fit on the Switch, so they're bringing it to the console. Even though Square's other Marvel game is absolute ass, like the company itself nowadays, this one did seem kind of interesting, even though I'm not ever gonna get it. Next is Worms Rumble. I've heard of the Worms series, and while I haven't played it, watching other people play the earlier games can be really fucking entertaining. I'm not the biggest fan of this one's graphics or style, but it looks better than Pokemon and it looks like it functions, so I'm sure people will enjoy it. After that is some new RPG called Astria Ascending. The graphics look meh, and I don't really care, to be honest. See, I told you that would happen if I went over all of these, and this is the first time. We still have fucking 30 minutes left. You fuckers better not say I didn't warn you. Then they showed off 2 Point Campus, a new Sega game that I believe was first shown off at Summer Games Fest. I don't know why anyone would want a game about making a college when college has already been compromised by Twitter retards, but I guess the whole thing is about control, and you know Twitter loves that, so that's probably why. Next comes the confirmation of the new remastered Monkey Ball bundle, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, made to celebrate the series' 20th anniversary. Yeah, crazy, I know, 20 years. Most of those years consisted of Sega forgetting it existed. I say that this is confirmation because, like a fucking retard, they accidentally leaked this game's existence the day before. Ah, pulling a Game Freak are we, Sega? After that, they announced a new Mario Party. Yeah, that online update for Super? Completely worthless now. It's called Mario Party Superstars, but you could just call it Mario Party The Top 100 The Port, because yet again, Nintendo is choosing what they want to push as the top 100 minigames and putting them in this game. There's also a board game mode, and it and all the other modes are all going to be available online. Wow, I'm really glad we didn't have to go through an online fiasco for the fucking millionth time. Thanks, Nintendo! You only had to sacrifice your other game to do it, but whatever, I guess. One of the hosts then appears and says how they're working hard on Metroid Prime 4, but while they don't have any footage they can show for that game, he reveals that they've been working on another Metroid game. He shows us the trailer and it ends up being Metroid 5, aka Metroid Dread. And it's the first main series 2D Metroid in 19 fucking years. This specific subtitle actually seems to have some significance too, as if people in the comments of the Direct are correct, that subtitle was set to be used on a game that was meant to be made around 10 years ago. If that's true, then that's really fucking cool. Even though Samus's new suit looks a little funky, both the cutscenes and the gameplay look pretty good. This game is all about avoiding deadly robots that can insta-kill you if you let them touch you, which are actively scouring what I assume is practically every area you're in. Essentially like that Samus clone segment in Fusion, but potentially all the fucking time. It really seems to be going for a more horror angle, which I'm all for. It also comes out really soon, on October 8th. Then there's Just Dance, fuck that. Some car game, also fuck that. Then there's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I've only scarcely heard of that game. I know it came out, but I had no idea it covered basically the whole of Dragon Ball Z. I'll never play it, but it doesn't look half bad. Next is Mario Golf Super Rush, a game so unnecessary I keep forgetting it exists. It has great graphics and it uses the Miis, so that's nice. I believe it also has a story mode, but I don't really care. They're also planning free updates after launch, but I just hope that it isn't shit they removed from the base game just to pad it out. After that, there's Monster Hunter Stories 2. I've seen footage of this game a million times, and I will never get tired of doing so. I've heard great things about the first one, I have it, I'm eventually going to do a review of it and other Monster Hunter games, and I might not be getting this one for a while, but I'm very excited about it. The last game seemed to have a pretty deep, potentially well-written story, and I hope this one does too. It kinda seems like it's going to, so that would be fantastic. Then, surprisingly enough, they announced a new WarioWare game. I never played them, but I saw all of the cutscenes for Gold, and they were all amazing. It was great to see all those characters, especially Wario, get fully spoken lines and personalities and characterizations. By the tone of the trailer, it seems like we'll be getting more of that with this game. It's called WarioWare Get It Together, and it comes out September 10th. Next, we're shown footage from Shin Megami Tensei 5, and it's looking pretty good. Now, I know that Persona is only a spin-off of this series, and that this came first, and that Persona is Sony exclusive while this is Nintendo exclusive, and I get it. But there are way more spin-offs to the series than just Persona, and I feel like if I try to start heading down that rabbit hole now, I'm gonna lose my shit immediately. So while this game definitely looks promising, I'm gonna have to stand from the sidelines like the petty bitch I am and hope it's good for everyone else's sake. It was given the release date of November 12th, a week before fucking Pokemon, and after practically being announced alongside the Switch, if not before it, I hope it makes that date and also doesn't get cucked by Pokemon. Then, they showed off a Danganronpa bundle. I've heard good things about the series, but I don't know if I want to get into it. This bundle contains 3 of the Danganronpa games and also a fully fleshed out version of a mini-game from one of them. It's called Danganronpa Decadence, and they don't even have a release date for it. After that is Fatal Frame Maiden of Black Water. All I know is that there's ghosts, you take pictures of them, and it has an assist trophy in Ultimate that acts as the only horror representation, aside from Resident Evil spirits. They then announced DLC for Doom Eternal, a port of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, and some weird new game called Strange Brigade, the last of which got shadow dropped. I really don't care about any of them, to be honest, but if you do, go off. Next, they show off some of the Mario and Rabbids sequel that was leaked by Nintendo and subsequently announced at the Ubisoft presentation. It's called Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and it's about Mario's group and the Mario-ified Rabbids going out into space to stop some super weird cloak guy from doing something bad to the universe with the power of the new Rabbid Luma hybrids, the Sparks. Yes, that is a thing now. We don't know how many characters they're hiding from us, if any, but they've announced Mario, Luigi, Peach, Rabbid Mario, Rabbid Peach, and Rabbid Luigi as returning characters, with new characters including Rabbid Rosalina and this edgy anime goth chick Rabbid who wields what looks to be a fucking Buster Sword. Yes, I guess this is also a thing now. It comes out in 2022, and a lot of people are looking forward to it, since the first somehow didn't suck. I'm kinda excited too. It and WarioWare are some of the only games that give the Mario universe any sort of personality. Then, surprisingly, they announced a new Advance Wars game. Yeah, I know, I thought they'd abandoned this one too. It's actually a 3D remake of the first 2 games done in a style that makes all the things look like little toys. The 2D animation they use is also a little weird though. I can't decide whether or not they look better or worse than the Diamond and Pearl remakes though, cause they're almost in a kinda similar style. But I guess this one is a little more appealing. It's called Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. No, I'm not kidding. And it comes out December 3rd. Finally, we come to our last batch of announcements. They're all for Zelda. The first is about the DLC for Hyrule Warriors 2. Then some information on Skyward Sword's port. Then the reveal of a Zelda-themed Game & Watch system. Wow, they really only bring that one out when they want to milk something old, don't they? Then, finally, footage of Breath of the Wild 2. It doesn't get a full title or a full release date, but they're slating it for 2022. They showed off Link having long hair, doing sky shit, which explains the fucking port, god damn it, Nintendo, and doing other funky stuff. Hopefully this will hold all those fans over until they decide to reveal more shit in another million years. And that's it. I managed to talk about basically the whole Direct and survive. Unlike I had predicted, only one Smash Fighter was announced. This probably means one of two things, if not actually both. 1, the next character is ass. 2, they're really trying to milk the hype. Oh god, no, it's gonna be Rillaboom, isn't it? Interestingly, there was absolutely 0 Pokemon, which is great for my sanity, but that means either they had nothing to show, or they're waiting to open their mouths later. And if it's the former, that adds more credence to the idea that the games are gonna be fucking worthless. Good job, Pokemon Company. Very cool. Also, no new Mario or Donkey Kong game despite both of them turning 40 this year, which is really weird since they milked the ever-loving fuck out of the fake 35th anniversary last year. But how do I see the Direct as a whole? Well, I wasn't bored for most of it. That doesn't mean I liked everything, but it made me feel some semblance of some emotion most of the time. I think that's a compliment. So that's everything. I've got a little while until the Smash presentation, although I've heard that Pokemon might try to do something around the 1-year anniversary of the announcement of their Chinese suck-up game. So I can just prioritize other things until that video needs to be made. I've got some other things in the works, so expect big things coming after that. That means I can't promise that non-announcement opinion videos are going to be coming anytime soon, but I can say with a wee bit of confidence that I'll try not to fall behind on the announcement opinion videos again. With that being said, I'm VGMaster2, and I hope to see you next time.